Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys Alien Isolation, Amanda Ripley in her compression suit. The second figure of Amanda Ripley to come featured in the Alien Isolation line. Now this Amanda Ripley is featured in her compression suit, something very similar to what her mother would be sporting in the original Alien movie. The package itself features also the same carryover as the Amanda Ripley in her jumpsuit. The back of the package reads, 15 years after the disappearance of the commercial towing vessel Nostromo, the ship's flight recorders discovered floating in deep space. Its owner, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, immediately dispatches a team of representatives to Sevastopol Station to retrieve it. Among their number is Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley, the Nostromo's warrant officer. When the team arrives to find Sevastopol, which I know Spot's probably botching, has been placed under quarantine and its skeleton crew is being hunted by an unseen foe, a monster that cannot be stopped. Separated from her team, Amanda finds herself trapped on a station filled with desperate survivors and implacable AI. I think that might be implacable AI, which again is not a word that Spot uses too often, and the ultimate predator. The truth about her mother's fate is here somewhere, but first she must survive. Other figures available, there is the Amanda Ripley in her jumpsuit, as well as a xenomorph as well. To check out more from the folks over at NECA, you can go to www.necaonline.com. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up, but rest assured, when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Amanda Ripley in her compression suit from Alien Isolation. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. For accessories, Amanda Ripley in a compression suit has one less than Amanda Ripley did in the jumpsuit, one of which the accessories that she comes with is a handgun. A nice solid mold for it. It's cast, or I should say it's painted in almost a gunmetal silver and a dark gray handle. The other accessory that she comes included with, if you've been collecting any of the compression suit figures from past experience, you'll probably recognize this as well. She comes with the helmet. With Ripley, I believe you actually had to separate the helmet to get it on her. Amanda a little bit different though, because her head is a little bit smaller and because she doesn't have the hair. You can get the helmet on her without having to take apart the helmet completely. However, the helmet does separate from itself. Just get her to stand there. You can just take the plate off here, and you can put it on her like that as well. Now, the only problem is you got to be careful putting it on her, because when you're putting it on, you might want to put it on from the side because it has a bigger clearance, and then rotate it to get it onto her head. And one of the benefits probably to having the helmet come off rather than just finagling it over her head. The thing I worry about is I would not hate to have any bit of paint scrape off her nose, the bridge of her nose, though through the process of trying to get the plastic over top of her face. So all the more reason that you would want to rotate the helmet and then put it on her. And that just tucks into place. You can then revisit the helmet after that. But before we do that, let's have a look at Amanda's face, and we'll do some comparisons. Okay, so for the face itself, it's a pretty good looking face. She's a little paler in complexion than the Amanda Ripley in her jumpsuit. I'll do a quick comparison of that so you guys can see. The compression suit itself has Ripley on the front there. The face is pretty. Now, if you compare it to the jumpsuit Ripley, the face almost does come across a little bit different. A little on a different side. I don't know if it just the reasoning for that is the paint that's been applied to compression suit Ripley here is a little lighter than the darker tones that they've added to jumpsuit Ripley, but the face ultimately does look a little bit different from the two. Whereas Ripley, Ellen Ripley that is, jumpsuit to compression, it looked very similar, just a little bit different on the hair. Just move that out of the way. The compression suit is really not that much different than the regular compression suits we've seen on the previous released figures, though the coloring is more in the yellows, the lighter yellows, the beige, and a little bit of gray accents down below as well. And there's the back of the figure there. Loads and loads of sculpt was put into this figure. All the little mesh threadings, the stitch work for the pants or the suit itself. You can see all the little creases in there as well. It's an incredible... I enjoyed the compression suit Ripley and well, Ellen Ripley. I guess I have to mention which Ripley we're talking about here. And Amanda Ripley here does just as well of a job in figure form and compression suit as her mother did. So once again, we'll put the suit on here, or the helmet on. I'm going to put it on sideways and then just twist it and then just kind of tuck it underneath the flap areas of the neck collar. And then from there, what you can do is just put the helmet on itself. Give it a good little push down, making sure it's snapping into place. And you won't be surprised maybe to find as you move it, you do bump the helmet a little bit, it might come off, but just put that back on. It has two cords. One cord, if you can see, is a little bit thinner than the other. The thinner cord attaches to the hole socket right there. And it doesn't really do the greatest of jobs of pegging into place. In fact, a lot of times when I'm putting it in, here we go. If you move the head ever so slightly, that cord will find itself coming back out. So you want to just make sure that the helmet is as far down into the neck as you possibly can get it. And then if you are successful at least getting it close enough there, you can see it clears it or it fits it, but not well enough where it doesn't then fall back out of place. And you can kind of clip it into place. There's these little clamps on the side. Not really even so much clamps, but a guideline, if you will, to feed the nozzle into the top of the head. But I mean, that's okay, because I'm going to be displaying it from the front of the figure and not necessarily displaying it from the back. In the way of reposability, I think what I might do is just take the helmet off for that, just to show you. In the way of reposability, her head is on a ball joint. Lots more movement I find in this figure versus the jumpsuit Ripley. Shoulders hinge out. And as you see, as the shoulders hinge out, the shoulder pads do a good enough job of staying out of the way just because these are rubbery. They rotate also forward and back. She has a rotation at the top of the bicep. No elbow articulation just because, well, the arm is so broad. It's so like a large-sized arm. To put elbow articulation in there, it's okay for me. As long as you put that swiveling in there, that's fine for me. She has a ball joint in the wrist, which allows the hands to rotate also all the way around with a pivot point there. She has an upper torso ball joint legs, ball or hinged joint knees, which also rotate the lower legs, and ball joint in the feet as well. I mentioned this with already the jumpsuit Ripley. I'm glad to see NECA is expanding out just far beyond the realm of the movies. Movie figures are cool, but when you can start expanding out the universe to include things such as, well, Alien Isolation, well, then you've got a surefire hit here. And I'm hoping maybe we'll get more than just the Series 1, including the jumpsuit, the compression, and the xenomorph. Not a figure to be overlooked just simply by the fact that you haven't seen her in the movie. I think Amanda Ripley stands very well on her own in this figure line treatment. Today's Toy Spot, we were continuing our looks at the Alien Isolation figures from NECA. Today we're having a look at Amanda Ripley in her compression suit. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have a look at the Xenomorph in the upcoming review, so stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.